do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Well, hello, and hey, all you hip chicks and hip cats, let's get this party started. All right, now oh darn, I'm having this weird issue today. It keeps going into Finder, but I'm trying to bring this up. Yes, it worked. So I hope this is going out to my YouTube channel, because if it's not, I'm not quite sure what to do. It's been a really strange few minutes while I hooked everything up, and now I find that I keep getting this strange situation where I've got I'm on YouTube Live. I'm on Ecamm Live. It's going to YouTube. It should be. But I also found that when I rehearsed and tried to watch the recording wasn't there. So I'm hoping this is all fine and somebody's out there and you're going to comment soon and all the rest of it. Yeah. So I'm wondering also if I do this and that's not going to work. Anyway, I'm just going to get started and hope that everything is working as it should be. So, hey, all you hip chicks and hip cats, let's get started. And Catherine M. Thompson, Indigenous, St. Thomas, Ontario, Ndunjiba, Megwa, Burlington, Ndinda, Gamuninikwe, which I believe means I'm a female singer. So this land acknowledgement is from the Halton District School Board, which is the county I live in. This land is rich in history and modern traditions of many First Nations, from the Anishinaabe to the Attawandaron. It's Attawandaron, Haudenosaunee, and Métis. These lands surrounding the Great Lakes are steeped in Indigenous history. On these treaty lands, we have the responsibility to honor and respect the four directions: land, waters, plants, animals, and ancestors that walked before us, and all the wonderful elements of creation that exist. We thank these Indigenous peoples for sharing their traditional territory with us. Now, in my email to all of you, and I sure hope some of you are out there because I'm not getting any comments here, I'm really hoping that you saw the email. And I promised to tell you about SyncClub and about the keynote concerts, because those are the things that have been taking up the most of my time. Mind you, a lot of my time is spent resting. So, compared to other people, it's a little bit every day. So in SyncClub, this is a story actually about SyncClub and a shot of whiskey. I've had perhaps 6 one-on-one meetings, Zoom meetings, 20-minute Zoom meetings with music supervisors. Now, music supervisors are the people who select and pitch the appropriate songs for scenes in films, TV series, and ads. And I also think now that with games, but I'm not a game person at all. So they select and they pitch these songs, but it is the music editor who makes the final decisions on what belongs. And so even if the supervisor has picked one of my songs, it may not yet get placed. And this supervisor, she said that she was looking for Roadhouse rock. Now, a shot of whiskey is what I would consider Roadhouse rock, but it is it's not A Shot of Whiskey is not ready, because when you put something out for the for the music supervisors, you have to first build a playlist in Disco, which is a whole other thing. But in that playlist, the songs that are there have to have all kinds of metadata, all kinds of information added to the track in order for the music supervisors to find something appropriate. So, for instance, Only Lonely Me has this kind of underlying early 60s stroll sort of sound to it, and which means that even if it was picked for something contemporary, something in this, it was real time kind of thing, but it could also be picked for something that reaches back to the early 60s. So A Shot of Whiskey's not ready. It's not. I don't have all the metadata on it, and there are all kinds of things that I have to add to the track. But I sent it for review to Chris SD, who heads SyncClub, and he loved it, but said it sounded like I was singing karaoke. So my producer had not asked to sing. My producer had not asked me to sing over the instrumentation once he had it arranged and was, halfway through production. He usually has me back to sing over the instruments, but he didn't for my Wildcat album. My Wildcat album did have some songs like the duet with Michelle D. Michelle Gold. She's a Wildcat. That we sang over the instruments, but I think it was the only song that we did like that. There was a couple of things that I dropped in various places. So A Shot of Whiskey is not ready, and since Chris made the suggestion of re-recording the vocals, I had my producer do that. And we recorded my vocals over the original existing instrumentation. And it sound because my confidence in singing that song was very new at the time that we recorded it. So I've sung it so many times that I've really got a kind of handle on it, and so it sounded great once that re-recording was done. Now it needs the metadata, and I need to know what to do. So I'm going to somehow try to contact SOCAN. Now another songwriter told me not long ago that they had no issues at all in contacting SOCAN. They got answered right away. So it was probably during COVID. It was probably during their revamping of their website, where I was on the phone for hours, like trying to get through to somebody who could answer some questions. So I'm going to take his advice, and I'm going to call SOCAN and ask them what I have to do with this new recording of A Shot of Whiskey. And this is the reason why you get paid by the project, by the film or the television series or whatever it is that you're, the ad company, whatever, if one of your songs is placed. And they pay you a fee for it, a chunk of money, and they send a cue sheet to let you know when it appears in the project, and that you send on to SOCAN, or you send them a copy of it. Now, SOCAN pays out kind of like a good long ways behind. In other words, if I get paid now for something, or get paid in August for something, it might come from a year and a half ago. It has to do with different quarters. You get paid every quarter. So I need to find out from them because I can't replace the track on my album, and I have to call it something. Chris Burkett has called it A Shot of Whiskey brackets 2025, which may be fine, but I'm just hoping to find out that. And when all of that is done, I will send this song to the music supervisor. Better late than never. I mean, she might have some way of using it later on in some other project that she's doing. So you've heard of a shot of whiskey many times, and but I'm going to sing it again for you because I don't know if you realized, but what I was humming when we came in was Breathtaking Gown. And a shot of whiskey and Breathtaking Gown is what I did during the first story, at the end of the first story in my keynote concert. A shot of whiskey is what I sang at the very end. And later on, I'm going to sing Swing Daddy. So, and that was the middle song. But I'll tell you about that after we do this. So cross your fingers for me, and let's just see what happens. I tell you what, this is so strange because last time I did get comments here. They didn't show up on YouTube. Maybe your comments are showing up on YouTube now. I really have no idea. I just know that oh goodness sakes. Okay, here I am again. Oh, believe me, the gremlins are active today. This is just bizarre. So I'm going to sing a shot of whiskey for you, and let's just hope that this works. Oh, that's loud. A shot of whiskey on a Saturday night. My friends are with me and we're feeling alright. Band is pumping out our favorite songs. The joint is jumping as we sing along. Another round, I won't put up a fight. A shot of whiskey on a Saturday night. A shot of whiskey on a Saturday night. Monday to Friday, it's a daily grind. Go to church on Sunday when we rest and pray. There goes the weekend, but for Saturday, hey, the only time we can do it upright. A shot of whiskey on a Saturday night. Bartender, I'm on the loose with nothing to lose. I'm gonna get me a man. A shot of whiskey on a Saturday night. My friends are with me and we're feeling alright. The band is pumping out our favorite songs. The joint is jumping as we sing along. Another round, I won't put up a fight. A shot of whiskey on a Saturday night. Bartender, I'd love a whiskey. Hello, Jack. A sippin' whiskey, I don't knock it back. Perfect Jack Daniels Manhattan straight up. That's what I call a lovin' cup. Chaser-free beer, or is beer the chaser? A boiler maker? I'll bring that bottle over here and pour me a whiskey, a double whiskey, a shot of whiskey on a Saturday night. Pour me a whiskey, a double whiskey, a shot of whiskey on a Saturday night. Another round, I won't put up a fight. A shot of whiskey on a Saturday night. Susie is dancing with Sammy. Davy is dancing with Dan. I'm on the loose with nothing to lose. I'm gonna get me a man. That's Kristen Sharp. Pour me a whiskey, a double whiskey, a shot of whiskey on a Saturday night. Well, there I am bragging about how I've sung it so often I really know it. And then I blew the first business about Susie is Dancing with Sammy, but that's okay. I sang it later. Now, I know someone's out there because I see a thumbs up, which is just great, but it'd be nice to know who did that thumbs up. Yeah, and I hope if you gave me the thumbs up, I'm assuming then that you can certainly see me and hear me. I hope. Yeah, and we've got these interesting things happening here. But okay, so uh, now every time I open my notes, I get this weird thing where it goes to Finder, or it goes to come on up, or it goes to view. But the nice thing is that I can resize it so that I can see myself, and yeah, I just every week, every month, I think I've got this whole thing sorted, and then something weird happens. So now the other enormous undertaking that I have signed up for was is Tiamo's program for keynote concerts, and it's for the all of 2025. We signed up. I signed up in December. It started, seriously in January, and it just to develop the keynote concert, to get the certification for it, and book gigs at conferences and so on. And that's what I'm going for. Well, it's turned out to be huge. The preparation for the premiere, finding the venue, booking the videographer, etc., prior to May the 1st, and then following up with the sizzle reel, the song story reel, and the testimonials reel. It's proven to be. It's like I compare it to writing my master's thesis. It just seems to just take up so much time every day. It's almost all consuming, but it was also very, very expensive, but I paid for it because I knew that if I did, then I would actually do it. It's one of those things where you make this commitment to do the thing, and you pay this price for it. And so if it was something where I was just like paying $20 a month or something like that, then I would mostly, it would get tough, and then I'd ignore it. But I have so much invested in this that I just have to keep going. And so like the retreat coming up in September, it's in Arizona, and I wouldn't be going if it wasn't absolutely required. And so I will definitely let you all know when the new website is ready, so you can take a look. And if any of you know of an event planner, or have a conference or workshop coming up that might need a keynote, please share that with me. I'm hoping, my plan is to eventually be giving one per month, like I do with these live streams. And I'd like to stay within the Golden Horseshoe if possible. For those of you who might not know what I mean by the Golden Horseshoe, it's the whole urban area around my end of Lake Ontario. And so it goes like from Ajax and Pickering and Whitby and all those out on the other side of Toronto, through metropolitan Toronto, which is a big, big city, and then to Mississauga and Oakville and Burlington and Hamilton, which is another big city, and the little communities beyond Hamilton like Grimsby and Stony Creek. So it's an enormous area in Canada. It's probably the largest, I know it's the largest urban area. So there'd be lots of conferences held within the Golden Horseshoe, and in Toronto, but maybe at the one of the airport hotels or something like that. But I'm also interested in anything in Ontario, within my province of Ontario, or across the country of Canada. So we'll see what happens. And this might take me a couple of years to get things really going. The keynote concert that I premiered, and I just got, I have to say, I got such great feedback from people who were there. Like, everybody who said they were going to come came, even though it was a rainy, stormy night. But they all came. About 30 people were there, and I got fantastic. They were very, very generous in their testimonials, and it was kind of eye-opening, because I thought, I've really touched these people. Now, I'm not sure what kind of category to put it under, but at least it was what I wanted to do first. And it was about educating an artist and other square pegs. So these are the kids who are in grade 11, and they're told, choose a college and university program and get your prerequisites. So it's not even just deciding if you want to go to university or you want to go to college. It's like you have to pick a specific thing and make sure you have those prerequisites. So I know that there are all kinds of kids in grade 11 who either don't know what they want to do when they're finished high school, or they are more looking for, well, I don't want to go to college or university. Now, they have to go to college for some courses and apprenticeship, but those are sort of after the work placement, and then they go to college for a bit, and then they go on with the work placement. So the apprenticeships, which were kind of initiated, or well, they weren't initiated, they've always been there, but there was a push for them in around 2010. But I don't know how big that's gotten. And I know some kids who actually did apprenticeships. The thing about the arts and the trades is that both of them require training. Yes, it's wonderful to go to university and get your fine arts degree, but I spent hours and hours and hours in the studio while I was there. And then I got all of the other stuff. I got the dance history, I got the dance therapy, and I got the psychology course and the social science, etc. But the main thing was being in the studio. And for an apprentice, the main thing is being in the workplace where you're actually hands-on learning the trade. And you're doing it by training. Like, it's different than academia. It's quite different than the really academic. Like, I've got a granddaughter who's in physics, and I've got another granddaughter who's a chemist, and she's doing her PhD right now. So, so those things, yes, there's all kinds of hands-on stuff that you're doing in the lab and everything, but the study is very academic. So anyway, I'm not sure where it will fit, but certainly in an education conference, it would be a really good, I think, for people to hear this, especially after I heard back from people in the testimonials. Like, I was like, oh my God, this will really work, right? So I'm going to leave that for now. And it's already 5:22. I still have only got one thumbs up, so I'm not sure. I have this horrible feeling that none of this, like all this business, I thought I had set things up so well this time, but I'm not sure I did. I'll try again next month. So the middle story in my keynote concert premiere was about my dad and mom and the great generation who lived through the Great Depression, surviving by doing what they had to do to see it through. And somehow, to me, that was connected with, if you know as a child and you know through high school that you are in fact an artist, or you know that you want to be a carpenter, or you love doing anything like that, then you do whatever you have to do. You everything that you take on, like my principal's qualifications or my master's degree, like everything that you decide you're going to do to support yourself, to support your identity as an artist and as a teaching artist or whatever, is you take on all of those things very seriously and you work to make them perfect. But I gotta tell you, I also ended up doing things with, very creatively in the papers that I wrote and stuff. I was always kind of surprised that they weren't just thrown back at me and told, do a proper job of it. But fortunately, the people who had to mark them were sort of like, oh, this is interesting. It's a different take on things, because they were very weird. So the middle concert of my keynote concert premiere was about my dad and mom and the Great Generation. And in the end, videographer Joan Prowse took the whole story and song out. She did the sizzle reel, and she did the testimonial reel. But in order to get the sizzle reel down to something that was manageable, she took the story and song out and made it into a separate story song video. And all of three of them will be on my new website when it's ready, and I will absolutely let you know what that is in one of my emails. So I'm going to sing this. I'm going to sing "Swing Daddy." This is very, very weird. What happens when my little picture goes very dark and I just go, "Oh my God, that's so bizarre." So, oh yeah, there I am. Okay, that's fine. I hope this is one of these. I'm going to have to go to my YouTube channel and watch and see what's going on there. Maybe all the comments are going into YouTube this time. Last time they went all in here, and then they didn't show up on YouTube. So Lord knows what's going on. Anyway, so here and this will be my final thing. But I just wanted you to hear "Swing Daddy" one last time. I promised you some different songs next month. Oh, that's a shot of whiskey again. Sorry. "Swing Daddy." There we go. No, that's a shot of whiskey again. What am I doing? Here we go. "Swing Daddy" one more time.
Swing Daddy, swing, swing Daddy, swing Daddy, swing.
Daddy was a bassman in a swing band. In those dirty 30s, dark depression days, they played dance halls in Hamilton, Muskoka dance pavilions. He played that up right at the old Palais.
Swing Daddy, swing.
His bass rode high up on the band car rooftop. And late one night the wind was blowing fierce. It threw his case into the ditch, smashed that fiddle all to bits, and Daddy waved goodbye to his career.
Swing Daddy, swing.
The 30s taught Daddy's law. Make good with what you got. You can do what you have to do to see it through. If you swing Daddy, swing, swing Daddy, swing, thump that rhythm, dance all night and day.
Swing Daddy, swing, swing Daddy.
Swing Daddy, swing, swing Daddy, swing, play that bass and chase those blues away. So Daddy took the reins up on a bread truck, delivered to the store that Mama ran. She'd been out dancing with her pals, heard him swing those big dance halls. He bought a book of matches and love began. Then Daddy drove the railway locomotives all up and down the New York Central line, while Mama cooked and Mama sewed. They built up a loving home, a half a dozen children strong and fine. The 30s taught Daddy's law. Make good with what you got. You can do what you have to do to see it through. If you swing Daddy, swing, swing Daddy, swing, thump that rhythm, dance all night and day. Swing Daddy, swing, swing Daddy, swing, play that bass and chase those blues away. Well, in the end, he was a labor leader. When he was 62 at a railroad union due, they let him sit in for a set. Daddy hadn't lost it yet. He played that bass the way he used to do. That's Malcolm Connor sitting in for Daddy. Well, now you've heard the story of our family, and every single word of it is true. Daddy was a bass man, playing in a swing band, and Daddy, we're so glad Mama swung with you. Hey, 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 swing Daddy, swing, swing Mama, swing, pump that rhythm, dance all night and day. Swing Daddy, swing, swing Mama, swing, play that bass and chase those blues away. Play that bass, chase those blues. Play that bass and chase those blues away. Swing
swing, swing daddy, swing daddy, swing, swing daddy, swing. Swing daddy, swing.
Well, I'm about ready to say goodbye now, but I have to tell you that somehow or another, Ecamm Live is on, but it kept switching to Finder, and I have no idea why. And every time I switched it back and I clicked Ecamm again, I get a little version of what you're seeing up here, and I have no idea why that happened. Oh, it's just so weird. And see, then there it is again. So I'm gonna watch the YouTube and see what I can see. I did want to tell you one other thing though before I go, which is really, really neat. So we launched Cool Cat in 2017, I believe, and we did it with 3 concerts. And so I spent a lot of time, besides the recording studio, I spent a lot of time rehearsing with the band. It was something very new to me to be fronting a 7-piece band. And then we went and we did one in Toronto, one in Oakville, and one back in Toronto. And had a great time doing it. But I hadn't seen Malcolm Connor since. And he was the bass player for Cool Cat. So I went a week after Song Studio. I want to tell you one thing about that too. But a week after Song Studio, I went to see Jeremy Valtz, who is just one of my favorite people. I met him originally at Song Studio, and he just does all kinds of stuff. It's really interesting. So he did a thing at Hughes Room Live in Toronto a week after Song Studio called Discoveries. So there was a single woman named Maddie who was a kind of a folk singer. And then there was a couple, and he played, I think he played guitar, and she sang. And then Jeremy was there, or Malcolm was there, playing the bass fiddle. And so I got to tell him afterwards that every time I play Swing Daddy, I always say, and there's Malcolm Connor sitting in for Daddy. And it was just really, really fun to do that. The other thing about Song Studio is that I got a little tiny inkling the night before I went to Song Studio of a possible, like just a tiny bit, that maybe I could make a song out of Moon. And I was just delighted about that because it was the first time in 2.5 years that I'd had any sort of feeling that I might be able to write something. Haven't done it yet, haven't finished it at all, but when I do, I will let you know, and I'll probably sing it for you. But the other thing is that tonight at sunset, if you look to the west, there's going to be a constellation of the moon setting, and this would be like right after darkness, right after the sunset. There's going to be the moon set, and the moon will be showing as a sickle. It's a waning moon, so it'll be a sickle in the sky, and with Mars very bright. Now it says it's going to be on the upper right to the moon, but the picture they showed, it was on the lower left. So I don't honestly know, but at any rate, that's the thing about Little Boat Moon, is it is a sickle moon, and it is recorded. In fact, it was recorded last summer, and Matt Gerber and my vocals, and then Matt Gerber's harmonica, and Chris adding spoons and washboard and things. So there's 2 versions of it. The spoons and washboard thing is much long, has a repeat of a verse in it, and so on. So one of these days we're going to launch it. And when we do, I will let you know. Absolutely. I will let you know when that happens. It definitely won't be I don't think it can be in August. I don't think it can be in September, maybe in October. And what I want to do with that vocal and ukulele is to put that together on a little EP with one of Matt Gerber's songs. And I have another song, a kind of a children's hymn, non-religious, like a secular hymn, that that I think would require having a children's choir sing it to be recorded. And then I probably would cover one of Matt's songs. So it'd be a little 3-song CD. And the other thing I want to tell you is that I now have learned how I would license a song. You notice I'm not singing any covers right now because it kept getting told that I was doing a copyright infringement, even if I sang it a cappella. So I'm not doing that until I get that all sorted out. And when I do, I will be able to bring other songs into my lives. So whoever you are, thank you very much for the thumbs up. I'm sorry I can't see you. Maybe you'll be on YouTube. And I'm definitely going to say goodbye now. It is, in fact, 5:36. So we're going to finish and we're going to end the